Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Balu Balakrishnan, President and Chief Executive Officer at Nasdaq-listed Power Integrations, a leader in semiconductor technologies for high-voltage power conversion. The company's products are key building blocks in the clean power ecosystem, enabling the generation of renewable energy as well as the efficient transmission and consumption of power across many applications. Balu joins us to discuss EcoSmart technology and areas of focus for new markets. Balu, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill, for inviting me to your show.
All right, and let's talk about the first quarter and guidance for 2022.
Yeah, we had a very good first quarter. We grew 5% year over year and also sequentially. And last year we grew 44%. Before that, previous year we did 16%. So we had pretty strong growth. And this year we are expecting also a growth year. We think we'll be in the high single-digit growth this year after very, very strong last year. But probably the most important thing is we are one of the unique semiconductor companies with no supply constraints. We have a very unique manufacturing model that allowed us to be able to meet real demand for the last 3 years.
EcoSmart technology drastically reduces energy consumption from idle electronic products without any effort on the part of the end user, enabling customers to lower carbon emissions and meet regulatory requirements. Let's talk more about that.
So that's our claim to fame. We reduce energy consumption and thereby reduce carbon emissions. If you just look at last year, we estimate about 15 terawatts hours of power have been saved with our products. Just to give you an idea what that means, that's equivalent to 2 million homes of power consumption throughout the year. Put it differently, that's equivalent to getting rid of 28 gas-powered power stations. It's a very significant benefit to consumers in terms of saving money on the electricity bills, but also in terms of reducing a carbon footprint.
I mean, it really sounds like the future of power conversion, doesn't it?
It sure does, yes.
Let's talk about supply chain constraints. I mean, we know it's impacted every vertical across every industry. How are you managing that?
We have a unique model, manufacturing model. Our wafers are made primarily in Japan, but also a little bit in the US and Europe. And we work with partners where they have excess capacity, and we use that capacity using our own technology. One of the things we do is when there's a downturn, we don't stop making wafers. We actually build a lot of inventory. We did that in 2008, 2009, and in 2010, we grew 40% with no problem. And similarly, in 2020, when everybody was cutting back, we kept building inventory, and we were able to address the upturn.
Tell us about new markets and key areas of focus.
Well, we are, as you mentioned, we are in energy generation, efficient energy transmission, and efficient use of energy. And in terms of new markets, we are focusing on 3 areas. One is increasing our power using our latest technology, which is called gallium nitride or GaN technology. And that will allow us to expand our SOM significantly. In addition to that, we are entering automotive market, which is going to be a significant SOM expansion for us. And we have already entered the motor drive market, but we're in early stages. So this is where you replace old inefficient AC motors with brushless DC motors, and we provide the drive for that. The combination of these 3 areas will double our addressable market in about 5 years' time.
What about the Internet of Things? I mean, everything is connected these days. What are you doing to combat the power usage that it requires?
That's an excellent question. There are so many of these devices connected to the grid. Everybody's concerned about how much consumption this will be. And so our products specifically reduce consumption when the products are idle. Most of these are idle almost all of the time. If it is a door lock, and how often do you use it? Even if it's a TV, you use it maybe 1 or 2 hours a day, but it's always plugged in. And so reducing no load consumption, as we call it, or idle power, is very critical for all appliances, but specifically for IoTs, because there are billions and billions of these permanently connected to the grid.
All right. Balu, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.